Hey, gorgeous people. So part 3, just a little bit more of a discussion about why I just did that little etheric balance to help us infuse the knowledge associated with the Nuremberg Code. I'm sure those of you who are aware, there's a lot of brainwashing going on. So there are so many mechanisms being utilized to create coercion that the fear and anger, people simply fear. They're not feeling it as coercion. They're fearful and angry, and that's exactly where the mainstream wants them. So it's against all of the laws associated with us as human beings that are our God-given rights. It's against those laws. And I was listening to our ScoMo today, and it was interesting because he actually made the point, for the first time I've heard anyone say this, because all of our premiers are saying get the jab, get the jab, get the jab, get the jab, and there's simply no discussion. But what he said was that it's our responsibility to speak to our doctors to have a full informed consent. Now, he says that, and yet at the same time, if doctors speak out against our JAB, they can get imprisoned and fined. So they have no choice but to say anything except positive stuff about the JAB here in Australia. I don't know what it's like elsewhere in the world, but that's what we're dealing with here in Australia. So when people get angry at me and say, go get the fucking jab, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. In your world, maybe you've been given a full informed consent, but that is not what's happening here in Australia. It is simply not. I've got clients who are nurses. I know people who are doctors. I know that they are hamstrung by this information. They know that they are going against everything they know, which is devastating for many of the honest, open people who are seeing the side effects happening within their clinics. So it was very interesting when ScoMo said, it is up to us. Once we've chatted to our doctor, it's up to us to say yes or no, and no one else has that right to make us take the JAB. And of course, in the other breath, they're trying to mandate it for all sorts of frontline workers in industries and all sorts of things. And of course, a COVID pass across our borders here in Australia is being discussed. So that's why I don't know whether that will be helpful, but for me, just hearing the words was very empowering. I was very emotional doing that, so I apologize for that. And I feel like it's still experimental. Our people here in Australia are not being told that. All the health ministers are jumping up and down saying safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. And that's it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal of trust. It's not what's true. If you ask them specifically, like a lot of doctors and nurses don't even know that it's not fully, they don't know. And when I was chatting to a doctor last week who's very awake and knowledgeable about what's been going on for a long time, I was chatting to him, and he sort of made the comment that once again here in Australia, doctors don't even consider vaccinations as part of their health practices. They simply do it as a service to their government. The government pays them very well. It's just part of what they do to get their little government bonuses. And of course, they're getting bigger bonuses this year with this particular JAB. So what's it like in your part of the world? Has there been full and open and honest consent about, are you allowed to look at the VAERS website, the yellow card website? Like, are you being shown where to go to look for information about the side effects? We're up to about 40,000 and they're all voluntary. They're all voluntary websites from what I understand all around the world. I don't know of anywhere in the world that actually has compulsory recording of vaccination side effects, which is sort of interesting that in a year when it is totally experimental, we've never used this type of technology. There are many technologies in this that haven't been used before. So people bringing up the whole polio vaccine, which keeps on, that's showing up in my Facebook feed every day. And it is not the same. It is not the same. It is not the same. It's not. So, but there's lots of information out there. If you want it, you can find it. If you, it's pretty interesting. And even last night on the news of something like 40 cases in hospital in New South Wales, they sort of were listing the people under 18 and under 30 and under 40 and under 50, pushing the fact that it's a young person, this new variation is a young person disease. And they were pushing where they are on ventilators and oxygen, building the fear, building the, all that stuff, until finally he sort of said, and all of them except one were fully vaccinated. And once again, you have to wonder, okay, so that 90 to 98%, where is that really sitting? I'm just asking the question, where is it really sitting? Anyway. Okay. Sorry, that's it. Betrayal is huge at the moment with me. It just feels like a very, very frustrating time on the planet. And that's okay. Moving forward with love, moving forward with compassion, raising our vibration. $9.99, $9.99, $9.99. We can do it. Love you all. Bye.